Alright. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Yeet here. Welcome back to Card Fight Vanguard 0. We're still on blue stacks, the laggy blue stacks, but I got something really special for you today. So I've been craving to play Vanguard, and I've been cranking down on ladder with a bunch of decks. And surprisingly, I have enough to build a competitive deck to my standards. With my collection, I don't have access to every single card. Like, a lot of the top tier decks like need 4 Dragonic Waterfall. I don't even have 4 Dragonic Waterfall. Yet I still have built a competitive Kagero deck that I'm still taking the ladder and I'm still crushing with it. But now you can see here that if I go to my deck building, as BlueStacks currently lags, because I can't get BlueStacks to end virtualization. I have no decks, because that's what the main part of this episode is going to be. I am going to be building my competitive decks using my collection that I have currently that I'm currently in Legend with. I have the lists, some of them anyway, saved on my phone. But I'm going to be building them for you live on here so you can see my deck my thoughts behind the deck. And then we're going to take them to ladder, because currently these decks have all gotten me to Legend 17. And last season I was at Legend 30. So I'm not a bad player by any means necessary. And I would kind of like my second Amaterasu, because Amaterasu is good. So hopefully we'll get to Legend 20 with this challenge that I have planned after I build these decks. And I'm going to be building them from my favorite decks to play to my least favorite decks to play. That are, well, not that, I shouldn't put it that way. I should put them as my favorite deck, or my best deck. I can't say that. I don't know how to put this. As in, okay, I'll put it as in my thoughts on how they are placed on the tier list to how they are not on the tier list. Like, this is the best deck to take the ladder, or this is the most competitive deck. Now, I'm just going to put them as in my thoughts in the order of the tier list, and my opinion. Like, if this is like, oh, this is the tier 1 deck. This is a tier 4, this is a tier 5 deck. Not, like, this is like a low tier deck, but it can still get you the wins. Because every single deck that I'm going to build here can get you wins, because I've been playing every single last one of them. Some of them I haven't even built. Some of them I've just been like play testing around, like with Bermuda Triangle. I just got my 4th PG with the last Sentinel for this season today. So I've been messing around with decks on that. But that's gonna be like one of the last decks I'm gonna be building. But we're gonna start with my favorite deck, and I literally mean my favorite deck to play. This deck is been my bread and butter. You saw me play it like last time I did the stream. It's my favorite deck. It's Tsukuyomi, or as I like to call her, Tsukuyomi is the crazy mean. So let's start by building that. The name for this deck is Tsukuyomi. Dash parentheses RL parentheses Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi. Alright. 1 Godhawk each Biichi. I like to go color. This is the right chain starter of Godhawk of Tsukuyomi. 4 PGs is standard in every single deck, and every single one of my decks I play 4 PGs. Card literally saves you from getting destroyed. Now, some people play... Now, the next card I play out of all these is actually a Gemini. Gemini, you may see a lot of things, but I play 1. Some people play 2, but I personally like 1 Gemini because in my deck, I like to go consistent. And as consistent as you get you need 4 copies of Blue Eye. Just so I can get the to dig faster, because I only have 2 copies of Silent Tom. If you had a 3rd copy of Silent Tom, I'd be playing 3, but not 4. And then the last grade one I play is obviously the Large Chain of Tsukuyomi Crescent Moon, Goddess of the Crescent Moon Tsukuyomi. And then for grade 2s, 2 copies of Silent Tom to stop Sentinels on the last one. 4 copies of Goddess of the Half Moon Tsukuyomi. 3 copies of Battle Maiden Tagitsu Hime. And 4 copies of Faithful Angel. Because Ride Chain, 12k with 6 soul, more roulette, more deck roulette, and Sentinel protection. Then for grade 3s, 1 copy of Sakuya, 1 copy of Oracle Guardian Apollon, and 1 copy of Goddess of the Sun, or I like to technically CEO Amaterasu, but the artwork is like Goddess of the Sun Amaterasu. Even though it's pronounced, it has the effect of CEO Amaterasu. It is literally the artwork for Goddess of the Sun. And these 3 are stand triggers. I play 3 stand because Tsukuyomi has problems getting over rear guards, and so Tsukuyomi having stand triggers in the deck is really good. Now, I only have 2 copies of Goddess of the Full Moon Tsukuyomi. So my other ride option for this deck is usually Secretary Angel or Evil Eye Princess Riley. And in some cases, the stand triggers all are very good options to ride. But first, obviously, we need the 2 copies of Tsukuyomi and 4 copies of Secretary Angel. And normally people play Secretary Angel as your heal trigger. I play Secretary Angel as my draw trigger. Because I have since I don't want to have my, Secretary Angel is my heal trigger, and I have empty spots because I don't have enough to play 4 copies of Tsukuyomi. If I had 4 copies of Tsukuyomi, my Secretary Angel would definitely be my heal trigger, and this would be 2 draw triggers. But I don't have 4 copies of Tsukuyomi. And because of that, I have the great pleasure of putting Evil Eye Princess Riley as my heal triggers, which has been working out phenomenally for me. So I don't have to waste Secretary Angels. I don't have to feel guilty about wasting Secretary Angels. I can have Riley's be that. And that is my Tsukuyomi build. And to customize my Tsukuyomi, sleeve, unit, done. That's all you need. That's how you build Tsukuyomi. Now the next deck on my list. Probably one of the next best decks that I've ever played. Surprisingly, is not Good Stuff Kagero. Good Stuff Kagero is next after this deck. But currently people have underestimated me for playing this deck. But I even watched one of my favorite YouTubers, Card Protagonist, play this deck yesterday. And he crushed it with it. So I'm going to build you my version. He called it GG Paladin because he's really just Galahad Garmor. But I prefer the name Gala Blasta Fang. In Gala Blasta Fang, it's a combination of Galahad, God of Godless Speed Galahad, and Light Fang Garmor. Galahad rushes through my opponent with its critical triggers, and then Garmor provides stability after I've rushed through my opponent and need a big board to get over my opponent. So to start off, we obviously play the Riot Chain starter for Galahad. We played Durango. 4 copies of Flash Shield Assault. 4 copies of Knight of Quest Galahad. And 4 copies of Snuggle. The last unit is usually up to preference. You can play the 8k vanilla of Marin. If you have Soul Saver Dragon, you can play Barkle. I mean, not Barkle. What is his name? Pongal. Excuse me, Pongal. If you have a Soul Saver Dragon, you can play Pongal. Or you can play Lake Mini Lian for draw. There's a lot of options, to be honest. You can play Sunlight Unicorn for 2k column. You can play the Wingle to add Blaster Blade column. Or you can play this. I personally play the drop and draw, like me and Leanne, because having the ability to drop and draw when I don't have 4 copies of Garmor is insane, so I can get access to my 4 copies of Garmor faster. Then, obviously, I'm playing 4 copies of Blaster Blade, one of the best grade 2s in the deck. 1 copy of Akane, because I don't want to use too many counter blasts, but still having Akane in this deck is really good. Now, if I had 4 copies of Fang of Light Garmor, I'd be playing 4 copies of Fang of Light Garmor instead of 4 copies of Galatine. But Galatine's the next best thing because it's a solid 10k. But if you have Guess, play more over Galatine. And then the last grade 2 in the deck is obviously 4 copies of the Riot Chain, Galahad. And that's that. Now on to the triggers. My grade 3s. You notice I only have 2 copies of Gancelot. If you have more Gancelot, play more Gancelot. I really need to get my hands on Gancelot, but I'm saving all my crafting stuff for next expansion. And then the other heal triggers I play in the deck are 2 copies of Bridget. It's like my Vault Blade of Royal Paladin, and you'll understand why I'm talking about Sword of Bird Dragon Dragonic Vault Blade in a few minutes. Next up, I have 3 copies of Palamedes as draw triggers, 1 copy of Boars, 2 copies of Fang of Light Garmor, and 3 copies of Knight of Godly Speed Galahad, all as draw triggers. Boom. That is Gala Blaster Fang. Consistent hand, great stability, has options for critical power with the Godly Speed Galahad, 2 stability with the Garmor, 13Ks with Palamedes. It's really, really sustainable. You could even play, if you really wanted more damage, you can turn Palamedes into 3 critical triggers and have 3, 6, 4. And it would still do well. But Aichi Sendo is not my avatar for my character for this. I play Korin Tatsunagi. Next up is my version of Good Stuff Kagero. Now, my Good Stuff Kagero is a little bit different. I build, like, okay, yes. My Good Stuff Kagero, if you don't know, is like Dragonic Waterfall, a bunch of very powerful grade, bunch of good stuff in general for all around kick butt, and is still topping in Japan in Vanguard 0. Now, I don't have access to Waterfall, but I found the next best thing. Sword Emperor Dragon Dragonic Vault Blade is absolutely disgusting. Here's why. Kagero doesn't run critical triggers. So I figured if I don't run critical triggers, I could run some critical triggers, but then I lose the draw power this deck sorely needs. So I figured, what's the best way to push damage? There's no Vanguard in here that gives you criticals. Dragonic Waterfall is a really good stability, but why is Dragonic Waterfall good? Not just because it's a good grade 3, but... Hold on. But because if it attacks the Vanguard, it gets plus 3k. Drop it gets an additional 13k. So really the only reason Waterfall is played in this deck is because it's an additional power-up booster to guarantee the attack hits. I don't have a lot of stuff saved up for Kagero, and I'm really working on that because I at least want to craft myself a copy of Waterfall I get if I don't open up the end, and I'm waiting for next set to get there. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. I need to start off from the beginning on how I built this deck. Since I didn't have a copy of Dragonic Waterfall, I'd have to start off with, obviously, Conrail. I could start off with Amber Dragon Dawn, but I only have 2 copies of Eclipse. And I could easily craft my 3rd copy of Eclipse if I'm saving, like I said, I'm trying to save all my stuff for the end. But I like Conroe even more, because there's so many things that Conroe can do in this game. Number 1, he can search your perfect guards, which every single deck plays for 4 perfect guards. The next thing I'm playing is 1 copy of Demonic Dragon Mage Kimnara. Kimnara is good, in my build anyway. 1 copy of Kimnara allows you to take away my opponent's grade 1s for boosting, especially against Garmor decks. This card ruins them. 4 copies of Bar. Standard AK, nothing really to explain there. The next 2 cards I play are 1 copy of Heat Nail Salamander. The other reason why Kinara and Heat Nail Salamander are here are being explained. And then 1 copy of Lizard Soldier Ropia. Best grade 1 I've ever teched into a Kagero deck. Lizard Soldier Ropia, behind one of my favorite grade 2s to ride in this deck, it was a 21k column for huge damage. And then if you're at whatever Vanguards you ride, if they're grade 2 or lower, it's an additional 10k booster, guaranteeing the attack to hit even more. This deck is all around hitting big numbers. So what other card could I put in here that adds big numbers? I could put in Grape Shot Wyvern. But I didn't. Instead, I put in more copies. Put in 2 more copies of Gojo to hit good draw stability, which is what Good Stuff Kagero plays a lot of. So this was my grade 1 lineup, and it's been working extremely, extremely well for me. Now, on to my grade 2s. My grade 2 lineup is a bit different. And if you haven't been keeping up, today they announced nerfs for Tejas. That's going to be nerfed from Tejas to be only rear guard can attack the back row. But as of right now, Tejas can still hit the back row. But I'm not playing Tejas in my builds because I'm not seeing a lot of reasons to play Tejas as often. I need the meaty rear guards. So my build of the Good Stuff Kagero plays 3 copies of Berserk Dragon, since I have 3. 4 copies of Dragon Knight Nahalem. 2 copies of Bellicosity. Then I play, this is the rear part, 4 copies of Amber Dragon Dusk. No, 3 copies of Amber Dragon Dusk and 1 copy of Flame Edge Dragon. Why am I playing Amber Dragon Dusk if I'm not playing Amber Dragon Daylight? I'll tell you. Because Amber Dragon Dusk has the Vanguard skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, as a Vanguard, it gets plus 2k column. Okay, that's already 11k on attacking. When this is in front and Ropia is behind it, this hits a 21k column, which is nuts to push for damage. Otherwise, it's a solid 9k. The other reason why this is in the deck is if I ride this, and I had ended up riding Eclipse afterwards, Eclipse becomes 11k base, which is great. And the reason why Flame Edge is in here is because I tech in a Vortex. Now on to the grade 3s. I play 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord as my heal triggers. 1 copy of Sealed Dragon Blockade, because that's all I have. I play 2 copies of Blazing Flare Dragon. 2 copies of Dual Axe Arch Dragon. 2 copies of Eclipse. 1 copy. One Vortex. Oh, wait. No, there was 1 copy of Blazing Flare. And then 2 copies of Sword Emperor Dragon Dragonic Volblade. That was the list. My fault. And then all of these are draw triggers. Any one of them is a good ride. Volblade to hit big numbers. Vortex Desire to clear opponent's back row. Same thing for Blazing Flare, and if a unit is retired with Amber Dragon, then Vortex Blazing Flare gets plus power. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, even though that Volblade I've been using so well, and I've been still using it, You could take out a Volblade that had more Blazing Flare, but the one problem I find with riding Blazing Flare is that I don't always have the Force Soul to use the factor, which is why I find Volblade even better, because Good Stuff Kagero is all about hitting big numbers, and Volblade is what does that for me. But that is my version of Good Stuff Kagero. The next deck on my list is Blau Cougar. Blau Cougar is not expensive by all, and I actually have 4 copies of Stern. So this is my Blau Hero deck. And you're gonna be wondering why Blau Hero. You're about to find out. Because I built Blau a bit differently, and it works better than I imagined. Starting off, we obviously play Junger. 4 copies of Sentinel. Then the other grade ones, 4 copies of Panzer. 3 copies of Toolkit Boy. And then 2 copies of Dancing Wolf. Why are all these grade 1s in here? You could be running 8Ks instead of Dancing Wolf, but I liked 2 things. If I don't always get Toolkit Boy behind my Vanguard, Dancing Wolf is the next best thing. To make it a 10K column to guarantee Blau Cougar is going to hit after it restands, Dancing Wolf will get an additional 3K. And then after I do it again, it'll get an additional 3K, making it a 16K booster, which is nuts. On to the grade 2s. 4 copies of Blau Cougar. 4 copies of Eisenkugel for an instant 12K. 3 copies of King of Sword. 1 copy of Magician Girl Kirara. And 1 copy of Hungry Dumpty. On to the grade 3s. Obviously, 4 copies of Stern Blau Cougar is a must. It's absolutely necessary. 1 copy of Ashura Kaiser. 4 copies of Minster and 3 wait, no. Is it 4 copies? Did I write 4 copies? Hold up. No. It was 3 copies of Mr. Invincible. 3 copies of Hercules and Death Metal. And then 1 copy of Gold Rutile. Draw, heal, draw, draw, heal, draw. And now that I'm looking at it, probably playing more copies of Gold Rutile would be better. But I like the playing of 3 copies of Mr. Invincible a lot better, because this deck could hit a lot of big numbers if you stand and then add power with Wolf. It's just another crazy tech genius in this deck. And then just to add the free counter charges is pretty good. But that's my Blau deck. The Blau Hero. Kamui the Great. Now we hit all 4 of Team Q4. What's next? Probably the next best deck I like to play a lot is actually Enigmans, because it's another one of the decks that I like to hit big numbers with. People don't think that Dimension Police is good, but I personally have had a lot of success because Dimension Police is like the budget version of Razors for one reason, and I'll show you guys I'm building it. 1 copy of Enigma Flow, 4 copies of Enigma Ripple, 3 copies of Diamond Ace, 4 copies of Cosmo Roar, 3 copies of Enigman Comrade, 1 copy of Cosmo Beak, 1 copy of Die Lady, 3 copies of Grander, and 4 copies of Flow. I mean, Wave. Dayusha, Enigman Storm, 4 copies of Cosmo Great, Beauty, and Rain. Draw, heal, crit. Wait. Actually, this is wrong. 1 copy of Miracle Beauty, copy of Shine. Miracle Beauty's a draw trigger. It's 3 and 6. My fault. The reason why there is so many good things because of this deck is because every single last one of these... Actually, why am I playing Maker? It's Die Lady. I'm stupid. It's because there's so many ways to get Enigman Storm up to 15k. Whether after you ride it and you add 2k with Enigman with Grander or this. And some people play it safe and take out Die Lady and add Grander, but I personally like the 1 copy of Die Lady is in 9k just to hit more columns. But either way, to get Storm to 15k is really easy to add critical triggers, so it's just like an extra copy of Perfect Racer. And even though I don't have Laurel, deck is still good. Alright. The next deck. Whew. The next deck. Is Dark Regulars. Oh boy. You all are gonna flip when I build this deck. If I had King of Life, King of No Life, King Death Anchor, this deck would be absolutely filthy in my mind. And here's how I play King of the Underworld. You would think I'd be playing Vermilion Gatekeeper. And you were almost right. But Vermilion Gatekeeper is not our grade 0. It is this boy. Devil in Shadow is my grade 0 for Dark Irregulars. Yes, the Counterblast one and put into the soul is the best one for Dark Irregulars. Not only does it provide soul, instead of soul charging an extra grade or extra perfect guard, but it actually gets us to our grade 3 of our choice for this game. But onto that later. First off, we have to play 1 copy of Dory, 4 copies of the March Rabbit, our Sentinel, 3 copies of Prisoner Beast, 3 copies of Alluring Succubus, 1 copy of Nightmare Baby, and then 1 copy of Bloody Calf. What's the deck? Because this is a Counterblast 2 power one of my opponent's grade 1 rear guards. Great thing, just like Salamander, Kimnara, Grim Reaper, Flirtatious, Werewolf Seeger, 2 Blue Dust, and 3 Aspiration Ammon. Nightmare Baby can boost that up really well, which is why the 1 copy of Nightmare Baby is in there. Now for the grade 3s. If I have more Edo Rose, I'd be playing more Edo Rose instead of 2 Edo Rose and 2 Gunner. But unfortunately, that's what I have to do right now. And these are my heal triggers. 4 copies of King of Terra Beelzebub as my critical triggers. And then 4 Ammon. And 1 Demon Eater, draw. There you go. That's my Dark Regulars deck. On to the next deck. Spike Brothers. The reason why Spike Brothers is so low is because I don't have all the Spike Brothers cards. And by that, I mean, you'll see. One copy of Mecha Trainer to search RPG. 4 copies of PG. 3 Dudley Dan. 3 Attack Squad. And 3 copies of Reckless. Standard. 4 copies of Bracky. 4 copies of Treasured. 1 Zachary. 4 Devil Summoner. On to the Grade 3s. This is where the issue lies, right here. Because I only have 2 copies of Juggernaut Maximum, which screws up my whole deck plan. I'm still playing Juggernaut Maximum as my heal triggers. But then the other heal trigger I play is Unite Attacker. And then 4 copies of General Siegfried, 4 copies of attacks of Skydiver, and then the last is a Cray Elemental. There, I play Earth because it looks like a linebacker. If you have more Juggernaut Maximum, place more Juggernaut Maximum, please. If you have 2 more Juggernaut Maximum, replace Unite Attacker with Juggernaut Maximum, and then replace the Cray Elemental with Unite Attacker. But deck can still pop off. Especially when played correctly. The next deck is actually Grand Blue. It's just because I have more cards for Grand Blue that I enjoy playing Grand Blue half the time. And now I have 1 Night Spirit, 4 copies of Gustion, 4 Samurai Spirit, and 4 copies of Chappie. 3 copies of Chappie. Is it 3 copies of Chappie? Hold up, I forget. I'll figure it out. 4 copies of Ruin Shade, 3 copies of Captain Night Mist, Commodore Blue Blood, and 1 Ghost Ship, and 1 Greed Shade. If you have an extra Captain Night Mist, take out Greed Shade for Captain Night Mist. Baskirk, heal. There we go. Heal trigger, draw, critical. It definitely was Chappie, because Chappie, and then was not this dandy guy. And that's King Rez. I like this one. That's King Rez. 4 crit, 5 draw, 4 heal. Next deck is actually Pale Moon. And then my weakest deck is actually Bermuda Triangle. The Sweet Soul. Now, unlike Dark Irregulars, I actually played to put it into Soul Charge 1 Hades Ringmaster because it's really good. 4 Hypnotist, Midnight Bunny at 4, 2 Turquoise, and 3 Skull Juggler. And then for grade 2s, it's 4 Crimson Beast Tamer, 4 copies of Barking Cerberus, 2 copies of Hungry Clown, 2 copies of Mirror Demon, and 1 copy of Cyclist. On to grade 3s, it's 2 copies of Alice, 4 copies of Robert, 2 copies of Golden Beast Tamer, 4 copies of Manticore, and 1 copy of Mistress Hurricane. Robert's a heal trigger, rest are draw triggers. But usually you could put draw triggers, but I personally like having some criticals inside this deck. But draw triggers are better. So for the purpose, I'm showing you how to build the best deck. So I'll put them on all as draw triggers. I have my new skin for that. And then I always put the Blaster Dark sleeves to higher Master, to adore Master Ren. And then the last deck, oh, I have to look this up, as I'm still not clear on how to build Bermuda Triangle. Let me do a little digging here real quick. All right. 1 copy of her. 4 copies of Ellie. 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, I wish I had the 4th. 1, 1, 2. And that's how you build Bermudas. For add 2K, big rear guards, Rivieres, 4s. This is my Riviere, H2O Riviere. And then for grade 3s, it's a weirder list for this, because I play mine a little bit differently. Pacifica, 1 Idle Riviere. The more Rivieres, the better. Velvet, Reindeer. If you have more copies of Riviere, you take 3 copies of her out and put 3 more of her in, and then you take these 4 out and put 4 more of her in. and have her as the heal triggers. And then draw, 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 and then not crit. Stand. 6 draw, 3 stand for Bermuda is the best way to play Bermuda, in my opinion. And then just for the memes. Who else understands that more than I do? Alright. This is all the decks. Tsukuyomi. Okay, let's go. I'll go through show the list again. Tsukuyomi. Gala Blasterfang. Good Yeetin' Stuff Kagero. The Blau Hero. Victory Storm. King Underworld. Touchdown. Oh. King Rez. Sweet Soul. And then H2O. Riviere. And those are the lists. And now on to the extreme challenge I had planned for this episode. I'm gonna play the challenge that I tried doing a long time ago, but now that I have a clan for a deck for each clan, I can actually achieve it. I have to start from the bottom and keep winning until I make it and win with Tsukuyomi all the way at the top. So starting all the way from bottom, I have to keep winning one time with each deck in a row until I make it full loop around with Tsukuyomi. And I'm gonna give myself 2 attempts at this. If I lose, I have to start all the way back from the bottom. So starting with a clan I'm not so familiar with is Bermuda Triangle.
We don't want to go to 6 if we didn't have lunch, so then there's no reason for you to need to be outside. It's raining. So we're gonna supper at 5.
If I want to go outside, I'm gonna go outside. How's that?
Well, we're having supper at 5, I guess.
There you go. Do it. Got some other stuff I gotta do here. Now, go away. Do it.
My opponent's disconnected. You're kidding me. That's nothing to do with me. That's my opponent. So that didn't even count toward this challenge. VP farmers are better for this challenge to face. Especially at the lower tier, so I don't have to worry about sweating. I can just win and crank out the VP. Crank out. Here we go. Up against Spike Brothers. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Ooh, boy. Laggy start off. Now the game begins. Alright. Mecha Trainer. Reckless Express. My turn. Ride. Mermaid Idol Sedna. Skill from Cadet Riviere. To the back. Black Panther. Dudley. And Bracky. Surprised he's not using Counter Blast for Mecha Trainer to add a PG to his hand yet. Ooh. Cora. Then boosted by one Riviere, the other Riviere attacks. Nice. Succubus is in the damage zone. PG, yes. And here comes... Sound another idol. General Siegfried. Yup. Skydiver. And here comes Siegfried. Here I come. I know I just lost the 11k power, but that draw was good to give me that PG in hand. And next turn I'm riding Riviere and Reindeer. Yes. Come on. There's 2 more damage left than I intend to score. Here we go. Just so she can have power. Wait, that power only applies... Oh, she's in Vanguard. Whoopsie! I need a trigger here. It's fine. I have 2 PGs in hand. That's great for him. Now you can superior call Unite Attack or do one of these 2. Cycle. Blow PG. This guy's so dead. Let's go. What? Oh my god. You lucky son of a gun. But Bracky. If I don't get a heal trigger right now, I have to start the challenge over, and I only have one more shot to do the challenge. Although the good news... Oh, yeah. Wow. Just wow. Oh my. That double trigger just won in the game. Even if I get a heal trigger right now. That sucks. Well, I got one more shot at this challenge. Actually, it's better just to wait for this challenge. I might as well do showcase the deck for each of the deck first, and then I'll do the challenge. Scratch my challenge idea. I'll play another round of Riviere Trial. I'll play 2 games of each of the other decks, and then. And then on the next Vanguard, then I'll do the challenge with these exact decks. Unless I get better cards for them in between now and then. Ooh. Bot Worker Saturday. Wow. Who'da thunk it he'd be playing Bot Worker Saturday? Oh, it's a VP farmer. So 1 L and 1 null fight are the 2 fights I have to showcase for this ride. Super Idol Riviere. Since it's a VP farmer, it does not matter. Kuro! My Vanguard Riviere. Spot boost. Your move. Ugh, excuse me, chat. It's very rainy outside and I'm tired because of it. Oh well. This tone will end it anyway, even if I don't have to ride a grade 3. Coral. Coral. And this is game. Riviere versus by Senna attacks. Chucky. Now, 2 games with the next deck. Pale Moon. All from Master Ren. Chan. Ooh. Thank God I don't have to ride my PG. All for Master Ren. This is an Enigma that rides Cosmo Roar. He must be not having an Enigma Ripple in his hand. Ooh. Good. Skull Crack. Ayusha. Ooh, there's the Enigma Wave. Cosmo Great. Enigma Wave attacks. Ooh, Hades in the damage zone is not good. Cosmo Great. Ooh. Each. My turn. Right on. Call everything. Ooh. This is why this deck is so good. Oh, and he had an extra Dayu shot in his hand. And here comes Enigma Storm's best skill. Attack over 15k. To crit. Damage check. Ouch.
Vanguardにアタック。ダメージチェック。スキル発動。スペリアルコール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ダメージチェック。ドロートリガー。スキル発動。
That's full circle. Come on, give me another jaw trigger. Yes! Oh, this is gonna be sweet. What am I about to do to this dude? Oh. To the bottom. I've got one more turn to make this game mine before he ruins me. If he has 3 PGs in his hand, I just straight up lose next turn. That's very confident not to call grade 2. Attacks. My turn. Ride skip.
Vanguardにアタック。ファーストチェック。レッド。ドロートリガー。セカンドチェック。
Come on. Third time's the charm. Yes! It's chocolate supreme. Robert. Actually, we can play Hurricane. I'll change that later. It's not hitting ranked ladder legend, it's hitting up. Oh, might be a VP farmer. Skull Juggler? Oh! Heal trick, Dusk Illusionist Robert. Power to turquoise. Attacking you with the blue paraffin. Got him.
ダメージチェック
Definitely a VP farmer. Absolutely a VP farmer.
スタンド&ドロー ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェック
Here we go.
スタンド&ドロー
Ride. Barking Kevers.
ライト来てソウルチャージ
Skull Juggy. Juggy Jugs.
アタック
ダメージチェッククリティカルトリガー
Of course.
ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェック
That's why you don't play the 6K Undu as your starter for VP farmers.
スタンド&ドロー ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェッククリティカルトリガー
ダメージチェック スタンド&ドロー ライトスキル発動 スペリアルコール 来てヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェッククリティカルトリガー
ソウルチャージヴァンガードにアタックファーストチレッドドロートリガーセカンドチェック
Yo, I needed that double trigger too.
チェック
ヴァンガードにアタック
チェック
レッご覧になってもらいました
On we go. Next deck I'm showcasing is King Res. Still got a lot of decks to go. Damn, my eye hurts.
海賊の力思い知るがいい我がダークイレギュラスの強さとくと見る
Green and blue. Dark Regis. Ooh.
スタンドアップヴァンガードスタンド&ドロー
Righto. Chappie the Ghost. Call Chappie. Skill of Chappie. Spirit Exceed to the drop zone. Yo.
スタンド&ドロー
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Right, the PG. And that hurts for me. That's karma in a nutshell for you there, baby. Rune Shade?
Vanguard にアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。
Let's go, dude. My turn. Ooh. I think I'm gonna ride skip this turn. Spirit Excedo. Oh, no Life King Death Anchor. I want him so bad. Aspiration Amon, Seeger, and No Life King Death Anchor. Gunner. Ooh. Draw and heal. Zero.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。ダメージチェック。スタンドワンのドロー。スキル発動。ソウルチャージ。コール。行くぞ。行くぞ。ソウルチャージ。アタック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェックゲット。シールトリガー。セカンドチェックゲット。シールトリガー。
That's really good for him. Holy crap.
ダメージチェック。ドロートリガー。
Even with that draw trigger, he's still gonna hit me with aspiration.
アタック。ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。
I needed those crits in the deck.
スタンド&ドロー。コール。リアガードにアタック。アタック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。
Rand Blue is gonna get sunk.
ドロートリガー。スタンドワンのドロー。四国の門より入り出。悪しき力を震え。ライド。赤い校舎。アーモン。来い。
Grim the oh god. Gwen the Ripper's skill. Counter blast and there goes. Yep.
コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。
PG triggered. I know that's how to go too. Gwen the Ripper.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
PG triggered. Amon.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
Twin dive.
ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。ドロートリガ
Oh,
ー。
that's just insult to injury. Yeah, 4 copies of that.
ダメージチェック。
Yup. Oh boy. I still have to play one more game with it though. And then I can move on to the other decks.
ンドドロー。ライド。スキル発動。
スタンド&ドロー。
で、Andy got Grumari.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ドライブチェック。
Again, we started this way off last time.
ダメージチェック。スタンドドロー。ライド。頼んだわよ。スキル発動。頼んだわよ。スキル発動。コール。頼んだわよ。アタック。
ダメージチェック。
アタック。
ダメージチェック。
ヴァンガードにアタック。ドライブチェック。スキル発動。
スタンド&ドロー。手札がいっぱいだ。コール。いけ。スキル発動。ステイオルコール。リアガードにアタック。
Get him. Commodore Blue Blood. Fire though?
ヴァンガードにアタック。ドライブチェック。
ダメージチェック。
Ain't no way she's got 4 Amate roster heal triggers already. It just don't happen.
スタンドドロー。
She went to get a Legend 50.
スキル発動。ひらめき。マイチ。神代桜。ライト。頼んだわよ。桜。スキル発動。
Oh, this is bad. She's trying to deck me out. I'm at 25 cards already.
スキル発動。
That 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She takes me draw one more time. I dead draw next turn. Comes and Gato.
スタンド&ドロー 現世にその姿をなせクライドスピリットエクシードいけスキル発動ステイロルコードスキル発動リアガードにアタック
Negroma. Exito.
ガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック
ダメージチリエットクリティカルトリガー
Night missed on Secretary.
スタンド&ドロー 頼んだわよスキル発動頼んだわよリアガードにアタックヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックゲットヒールトリガーセカンドチェック
ダメージチェイス
Oh boy.
ヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェック
Holy crap. Jindin Sakya is wrecking me.
7つの海に君臨せスキル発動フルチャージライド魔の海域の王バスカークコールスキル発動スペリオルコールヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック
ダメージチェックダメージチェック
Okay.
リアガードにアタック
There's still a long way to go.
スキル発動
スタンド&ドロー はいとするライトオラクルガッシア
Abalon.
アタックヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック
スタンド&ドロー
on critical.
セカンドチェック
ダメージチェッククリティカルトリガー 頼んだわよスキル発動 頼んだわよ
Oh boy. Nope, this is it.
リアガードにアタック
I lost just like yeah, Oracle got it on deck.
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック ヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェック
Well, on to the next deck. I might just start playing one game because this is taking way too long to make a video. How about this? If it's a VP farm, I'll play a second deck. If not, I'll play one game. Touchdown time! We don't dun 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 dun. Hey, this dun dun dun. Gatekeeper. Could be a VP farm or not. Ooh, he is not a VP farmer. Rides bloody calf. Gatekeeper to the back. Devil in Shadow is better. You don't know the tech. Reckless. Pooh. No Life King. Death Anchor. So many people are running Death Anchor now. Yeah, I was about. That's a good heal trigger. Black Panther Ride. Devil Summoner. Search for Dan. Treasured Black Panther is 14. This is 12. Attack. On the next turn, he rides Siegfried, and we are good to go. Ooh, that's a trickier card. Demon. So. Skill of Bracky. Here we go. Boosted by Dudley. General Siegfried. Draw one card. Power to Supply Squad. Skill of Siegfried. Superior call of the drawn Siegfried. Wow. Siegfried. Oh my. That's a lot of power all of a sudden. Three damage just like that. Why did you not attack Siegfried Vanguard? That's a head scratcher, buddy. This is the closest thing I can do. Oh my. And another soul power. That soul blast 11 cards in the soul. Gee whiz. That tears it. You want it? I'll give it. But you ain't gonna like it. Juggy Maximum. That power to Juggy Maximum. Attack. This is it. Yikes. Come on, heal trigger. Come on, heal trigger. I knew it. Well, I lost fair and square. That was touchdown. Even though I may be losing some of these games, these are all the decks I've been using. Now, for my King Underworld deck. Who said you need No Life King Death Anchor to win, maybe? Let's go. Devil in Shadow. Ooh, Razor. If this really is Razors, I am in serious trouble. Oh, it's a VP farmer. Oh, thank God. If it was against Razors, I would have been screwed hard. That's like the worst deck to face against anything. Razors is too strong. Boosted by the shadow. Amon. I love that little kid with the blue orb. My turn. Power Seeker. My turn. Again, let's finish this VP farmer off.
スタンド&ドロー ヴァンガードにアタック 俺の勝ちだ
I have to play one more game because it was against the VP farmer. And then the other stream I'm going to be doing later today is hopefully some Dead by Daylight with the boys. Well, I can't say I have to play another game because I don't. So my games against with Dark Regulars have all been against VP farmers, but Devil in Shadow is amazing, trust me, especially if you're playing No Life King Death Anchor.
スタンド&ドロー ダイド ソウルチャージ
スタンド&ドロースキル発動ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェック
My turn.
スタンド&ドロー
I ride Blue Dust. No, actually no, I ride Werewolf Seeger.
ダイド
Alluring Succubus.
ソウルチャージ
Blue Dust.
コール
I'm on.
行くぞ
Am on
ヴァンガー
attacks.
ドにアタック
ダメージチェック
Boosted by Devil in Shadow.
ヴァンガード
Seeger.
ドライブチェッククリティカルトリガー
ダメージチェック
Ooh, that's a 4 damage turn, baby.
ダメージチェック
ソウルチャージ
Let's go.
スタンド&ドロースキル発動
Final turn.
スタンド&ドロー ダイド
King of Diptera. Beelzebub. Amon.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Boosted by the Devil in Shadow. Beelzebub. Attacks.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Corruption
ファ
Blast.
ーストチェックセカンドチェック
Whoop. Sentinel.
アタック
ダメージチェック
俺の勝ちだ。
All right, moving up. Victory Storm. One of my stronger decks. Now we're hitting the big boy decks. Winner's Q, head ass. Godhawk Ichibi Ichi. Enigmon Flow. Draw. Ride. Enigmon Ripple. Flow Skill. Search and add Enigmon Wave. Tonendo. Double draw. Ichibi Ichi's Duck. Superior Rise. Goddess of the Crescent Moon. Tsukuyomi. Soul Charge. It's a farmer? The fact that that even just happened is redonkulous. Huevo. Boosted by Diamond Ace. Cosmo Great. Your move. No half moon for you. And now end your turn like the stupid VP farmer you are. So I can ride the big boy next turn. Ooh. This is an even bigger big boy. Yeah, let's ride the bigger big boy. Sayusha. Sayusha. All affects the Dayusha. Second check. Heal trick. All affects the Dayusha. Let's go, dude. How many times does this have to happen? You don't have the half moon. You're a VP farmer. A low VP farmer that ruins the good name of Tsukuyomi. And I shall not stand for it. So watch as you bathe in the fire of justice. Dayusha! End this!
ファーストチェックセカンドチェック
Sword of Justice!
ダメージチェック
Thank you!
調子がいいね
Legion 18. That's a nice Blazing Flare skin. Now, please don't give me a VP farmer. I actually want to play this deck.
このファイト負けはないな楽しみだ
Road to Amaterasu? Boy! I just opened up dirty!
ザ・ヴァンガード
These guys got no chance.
スタンド&ドローライド
Alright, ride your Joker. Conroe to the back. My turn. Stand and draw.
スタンド&ドロ
Ride. Ripple.
ーライド
Skill of Ripple. Add wave. Ripple attacks. Aqua counter.
ドライブチェックレッド
Critical trigger. All effects to Ripple.
ダメージチェック
Let's go. My nose itches like hell. Holy shit.
ライド来いコール
Two chain attack Sutherlands. No Star Seeker Rhea.
ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェックダメージチェックレッドドロートリガースタンド&ドロー手札が溢れそうだライド 頼んだ
Wave attacks. Aqua Slash. My Vanguard wave attacks the Vanguard Sutherland with Aqua Slash.
にアタックドライブチェックダメージチェックヒールトリ
Damage checks a Blazing Flare. Ooh, it's retired Kagero.
スタンド&ドロー
Only reason you play Blazing Flare. And then Sutherland to boot. Misses the ride. Tages, the unnerved Tages.
ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェックゲットドロートリガー
Overlord, the one that takes 200 of the V medals. Ride. Enigmon. Storm.
無敵の超人ライドスペリオルコール ードにアタック。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Add +1 critical.
ファーストチェック。
Second check.
セカンドチェック。ゲット。ドロートリガー。
Draw 1 card. Power to Comma Guard.
ダメージチェック。よし。ヒールトリガー。
Damn. Surprised he has not run a grid 3 yet. Oh.
風船より姿を現せ。頼む。サイド。ドラゴニックウォーターホール。リアガードにアタック。
That's a yikes.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。ダメージチェック。ゲット。ドロートリガー。
Thank you, Dayusha.
スタンド&ドロー。
Ride skip. Grander. Cosmo Roar.
来い。
Move Cosmo Grade back.
来い。
Cosmo Roar skill. Add power. Grander attacks Tejas, which activates Grander's skill. Add power to the Vanguard.
アタック。ダメージチェック。ドロートリガー。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Come on, Storm.
ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。
He definitely has a PG in hand to waste. Knew it.
スタンド&ドロー。来い。出番。来い。
Oh, wow.
ジル発動。
Now he's gonna search for another PG. Which is a good play.
リアガードにアタック。アタック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。ゲット。ドロートリガー。
Okay, then.
セカンドチェック。ダメージチェック。スタンド&ドロー。コール。頼んだ。スキル発動。 アタック。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Storm, place that PG in his hand.
セカンドチェック。ゲット。ヒールトリガー。
Attack with Comma Great.
アタック。ダメージチェック。
You're going back to where you come, Aqua Dragon.
来い。
Airmo!
リアガードにアタック。
Stupid.
チェックドロートリガーダメージチェックスキル発動
Drops a blazing fair to draw one card.
リアガードにアタック
Alright, my turn.
スタンド&ドロ
Time to obliterate these PGs.
ー頼んだ来い
Let's waste them one by one. Wave attacks. Cosmo Great.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Let's go! On to the next deck. Man, we're almost full circle. Blau, Hero. Soon I'll showcase all the decks. And then when I finish showcasing the decks, I'll end the stream off here and go eat dinner. Conroe sleeves equals VP farm. Please don't be Conroe. Waste my time. VP farmers everywhere, bro.
ヴァンガードスタンド&ドロー
Well, then you about to catch these hands. Now I stand and I draw.
スタンド&ドロー
Ride. Blau Panzer. Skill Hostile. Cougar. Toolkit Boy. Dancing Wolf. Dancing Wolf attacks. Bust a move on this other dog.
ダメージチェックヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェックダメージチェックスタンド&ドロースキル発動リビオルライド
Go ahead and ride your night of quest.
ヴァンガードにアタックドライブチェック
My turn. Stand and draw.
スタンド&ドロー
I ride. Blau Cougar. Move Dancing Wolf back. Eisenkugel. Magician Girl Kira.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Kira.
ダメージチェック
Boosted by Toolkit Boy. Go get him, Blau Cougar.
ガードにアタックドライブチェックダメージチェック
And then finally boosted by Dancing Wolf Eisenkugel.
ダメージチェック
And then on the next turn, it's Mr. Invincible for game over.
スタンド&ドロースキル発動レディオルライド
Superior Idol. Oh, fool. Get your ass out of my game, boy. Now it's showtime. Rydell, Mr. Invincible. Soul Charge with Mr. Invincible skill. Mr. Invincible. Game Endo. Stern. Our Eisenkugel. Heal trigger. All effects to Eisenkugel. Let's go! Five wins in a row, baby! We are hitting these games like no tomorrow. Let's get this party started. Misaka-san? Ooh! Oh my, what a good hand. Stand up. Vanguard. Don't be a VP farmer. Ooh, it's an HBOchi. We could be facing Tsukuyomi. Bad luck? Or farmer? Farmer. Of course. Add a cougar. Round. Twin Blader. Hack that bird. Might not be VP Farmer, might have just messed up hardcore. Definitely not a VP Farmer. There's no way those two are in a VP farming deck. But he's so unlucky he missed the right chain. I have a shot. Oh my god. But you best believe I'm not gonna make it easy. Screw that. King of Sword! Oh my god, this deck's got everything in it. Wow. Red Eye. Half Moon. This will be my greatest pleasure to finish you off. Ride.
超俺様ライド絶対無敵アーマー撃退ステルスピード保有だ
Hungry? King of Sword? Crush the rear guards?
リアガードにアタック
Here we go. Boosted by Toolkit Boy. Stern?
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック
Ooh, yeah, baby. Six wins in a row. Good yeetin' stuff. Kagero is up next on the list. Could be at Legend 19. Free win from you to me. Not a chance, buddy.
Stand up. The Vanguard. Stand and draw. Lion.
No grade 1 in hand, maybe? No matter. I ride the ultimate creature. Amber Dragon Dusk. Ropia. Rear guard Dusk. Dusk attacks. 21k column is up next. Who cares about your critical trigger? This attack always hits my opponent. Boosted by Ropia. Dusk attacks. Dusk skill. Ropia skill. Such a good attack, bro. Even if I had another rear guard and attacked before this, then attacked with this, and then attacked with Dusk, Dusk would still hit. So clean. It's so clean. Make your turn, please. Ooh, baby. Alright. Dulax.
絶望出番とこしえの苦痛にもだえて眠れライトガードにアタックデュアルアクスアークドラゴン
ダメージチェック
ソウルチャージヴァンガードにアタック
Now here's the 23k column, baby.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Axe chopper.
セカンドチェック
30, almost 30,000. Wow. Deck's too good, baby. Finish your turn so that I may have one last slice of victory.
スタンド&ドロー
Flame Edgy.
ヴァンガードに
Burn this idol to the ground.
俺の勝ちだ
Now I gotta finish. I gotta hurry up. I got dinner soon. Legend 19, baby. Because we hit those. Gala Blastafang is up next. And then Suku Yidomi, and then that's the video. Horrid matchup. Oh my god. That hand is terrible.
Stand up. Vanguard. Stand and draw. Skill 発動。ライド。頼んだわよ。
This deck looks exactly identical to mine. Okay, almost identical. He's running critical triggers.
Stand and draw. Skill 発動。ステリオルライド。コール。
EK. Galahad.
ヴァンガードにアタック。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。
The Galahad mirror match. Who's gonna wield Galahad better?
スキル発動。ステリオルライド。ソウルチャージ。
Blaster Blade in the soul.
頼
Oh.
んだわよ。
Oh my.
アタック。ダメージチェック。
Aye!
ヴァンガードにアタック。ドライブチェック。
Why are you playing me paint pawn?
ダメージチェック。スタンド&ドロー。
Superior Idol.
スペリオールライゴンソウルチャージ
Now I shall make a double call.
コール
Rear guard, turbulations. Attacks is the other turbulations.
リアガードにアタック
Gallatin.
ダメージチェッ
He really is playing Panther. Stupid.
クヴァンガードにアタッ
Turbulations.
クドライブチェックダメージゲットドロートリガー
I don't know why you're playing Turbulations, but you should not be playing Turbulations. You should be playing Snow Gull. And some Garmors in that deck would be phenomenal.
ライドスキル発動ソウルチャージ
Plays Longirin.
来てコールアタック
Dozer
アタッ
is here.
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチケットドロートリガーセカンドゲットクリティカルトリガー
Oh.
ダメージチェックゲットヒールトリガー
Both my Ganslots off the bat like that.
スタンド&ドロースキル発動光の力に限りはないライトソウルチャージ新速の騎士ガラハッドコールスキル発動
Hmm.
来てスキル発動スペリオルコール
Now that's how you do it, baby. Then Blaster Blade attacks Dozer.
リアガード
Blast, Buster, Buster.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Garmor.
ダメージチェック
Galahado.
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェックゲットチェッククリティカルトリガー
Let's go, dude.
スタンド
Come on, Galahado.
スキル発動ソウルチャージ頼んだわよ頼んだわよコールリアガードにアタックファーストチゲットヒールトリガー
Ooh, nice save.
セカンドゲットドロートリガーメガブラスト
Ouch.
アタックダメージチェックアタックダメージゲットチェックドロートリガー
I don't think this is gonna save you, buddy.
スタンド&ドローコールスキル発動スペリオルコール来て来て ヴァンガードにアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。
Attack.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
Ooh.
スタンド&ドロー。スキル発動。ソウルチャージ。頼んだわよ。コール。アタック。
Looks like he wheeled Galahad better. The only way this fails right now is if I pull the last heal trigger in my deck.
Vanguard にアタック。ファーストチェック。セカンドチェック。チェック。次は負けない。
Last deck. Even though you've always seen me play it like thousands of times, back to Tsukuyomi. Dayusha sleeves. Time to get yeetin' serious, baby. My turn. Evolution check. Very well. I ride. Goddess of the Crescent Moon, Tsukuyomi. Soul charge you with the skill. Blue Eye. Gemini. Gemini attack. Pew! Tsukuyomi. Look, this deck is designed to kick butt. Cosmo Beak, Kama Great. Wow, dude. Evolution check. Might to ride. Goddess of the Half Moon, Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi. Draw trigger. Power to Tom. Draw one. Oh, yes. Second check. Nice heal trigger. However, Silent Tom.
ダメージチェックスタンド&ドロー
スタンド&ドロースキル発動闇を優しくしてその微笑みで世界を包む満月の女神極みにスキル発動して頼んだわよスキル発動バインドヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェック
ヴァンガードにアタックスキル発動ファーストチェックゲットドロートリガー
All effects of Silent Tom.
セカンドチェック
This is so over, bro. So broken. Game endo. Silent Tom, wrap up this video. Ultimate unblockable shot.
ヒールトリガー スタンド&ドロー手札が溢れそうだ
All right.
Stand on the door.
Now Silent Tom makes the final attack.
Vanguard にアタック。こんなもの。
And that's the video, baby. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Vanguard 0. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, and then comment down below what you guys think of my decks and if you tried them out yourself. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys later for a Dead by Daylight stream, hopefully with the boys. This is Yaboy Yeet signing out. Stay healthy, everybody.